Hi again. Now I was thinking a lot how to resolve the flywheel and clutch problem, and my plan was that I'm going to order a solid flywheel that's available on eBay. You can buy a solid flywheel conversion from dual mass flywheel to single or mass, and that's a Chinese set. Comes with the pressure plate, and my idea was that I'm going to use the solid mass flywheel with its clutch disc along with a different pressure plate. This comes on E36 330XE engines. It's a much stronger pressure plate, and this one comes as a set, of course, like always. But if you can see, the difference is between, this one doesn't have the springs inside, obviously, because this was supposed to fit to a dual mass flywheel. Now, because I'm not going with the dual mass flywheel option, I thought I'm going to set this disc, use the pressure plate with the single mass flywheel and single mass clutch disc. Well, that's not going to work out. So I try to fit it. So this one is actually a Chinese set. It comes on eBay. The brand code NTY, and they are just simply saying Chinese. This one is a Chinese. First of all, here is the flywheel, and if you see the surface area is much bigger, wider than the disc itself. So you can see there's plenty of room, whereas the other one, look, that's wider. That would fit actually well, but that's not gonna work out. Yeah, well, I could use a dual mass flywheel from M47 engine, just to use the M47 engine's dual mass flywheel. But when you have a much higher power increase, like I would say like 20-30% higher power and torque compared to the stock one, well, I'm not sure if I want to use dual mass flywheel. That wouldn't last long, I believe. The other reason is that these M20 engines come with solid mass flywheel, not dual mass. So, well, it's not much of a change. It's still gonna remain solid, and I can lighten it. So I measured this solid flywheel, which is this NTY brand, whoever they are. This one is well, I'm going to use a kilogram as measuring unit, so it's like 13.5 kilogram. And unfortunately, I don't have the dual mass flywheel. I assume that's heavier, or at least should be slightly heavier. But the difference is definitely here. This would come as a set. And the height is much higher than the other one. unfortunately I don't have the dual mass flywheel, but I have to assume, is if you can see the shape, it sticks out these forks much higher than this one, that probably the dual mass flywheel is much thicker compared to the solid one, and that's why there is this difference in this conversion set. So what I thought, as I won't be able to use this, I'm going to return it. You could still use it if you plan to fit the same with M47 dual mass flywheel with this setup. Here is the part number if you want to know. This one is much better, much stronger pressure this than the original stock M47, and it's still going to fit. And that is the part number of that set. And here is the throw bearing. Of course, this one is much better than the Chinese one. Oh, what is that? What is that? Well, unfortunately, the dimension is also different. The inner dimension for that one is smaller, whereas the other one is wider, bigger. So I'm not sure if I can use this. This kind of wobbles on it, and I'm not sure if I can use this. But now, next move, I'm going to return this set. I stick to this single mass, and I'm going to take it to a clutch specialist, and they are going to strengthen the pressure plates, this Chinese one, as well as the disc, and probably they are going to change it. I'm going to change it to Kevlar to handle the power, increased power that I wish to use on this engine. So this is it for now. Thanks for watching. I'm trying to fit this the other flywheel, the solid mass flywheel. I just removed the original stock one. I've got, this one is a dummy engine. This one is M20 B20, so that one has the lightest flywheel, which is 8 kilogram. Now I just removed it and trying to fit, and few things important to note. One, here is a dowel plug, and there is a pilot bearing. Now the other side, so that is the drill for the dowel plug, and you won't be able to fit this without removing the pilot bearing, because this one has the flywheel has the pilot bearing inside the flywheel, whereas the original one is still here. I wasn't able to put this on. I have to remove this first. Now I just put some blue roll in the water, and now I'm going to just stuck here inside. That's blue roll, and I'm just going to keep hammering it. Hammer this ball. It's gonna take a while, but eventually this pilot bearing is going to pop out. Now, after 12 meters of paper and 10 minutes, we are giving birth. If you see, it's moving out. We are really close. Slowly moving out. My camera crew's gone on holiday, so I wasn't able to record it all, but yeah, it just popped out. That's all now. I use this one is a M12 bolt, and I'm going to clean that out in a minute. Well, I had to apply a little force, but yeah, that's on. I mean, looks like that's a straight fit. It's not fully on. There's like 2 mil left, I just didn't want to push this any further because then, well, I wish to remove it. I want to take this to the this clutch specialist, and then we'll see how light flywheel we can make out of this. So this one is 13.5 kilos. I wish to reduce its weight to, oh, I'm not sure, maybe I want too much, maybe to 10 kilos. Then I would be actually satisfied with the result. I couldn't fit that one on. That one comes on the M20's flywheel, but I don't think I need that. That is inside the pilot bearing already. And this guy who sold this conversion dual mass to single mass flywheel, he provided bolts too. So the next chapter would be to take the whole clutch setup and flywheel to the specialist, and hopefully he's not going to give me any bad news. One more thing is important to note, and that this gear tooth have different profile than the M20s, and then you need to use a different starter, which I'm expecting in the next couple of days. But this info is all online. I found many useful info regarding fitting these. But that time, whoever wrote that article that I found online about this conversion fitting a ZF gearbox to M20, that he recommended using dual mass flywheel, but I don't think that would be a long live option for me, knowing that I wish to increase the power of this engine. But we'll see. Yeah, I'm going to post a follow-up once I know something more.